I do hope you're prepared to see the next stock market crypto rally because it is coming soon. Now that inflation expectations have cooled and interest rates have stopped going up, it is time to turn very bullish. Now we are going to be looking at a couple of stocks, but before we get there, let's look at the market breadth, the broadening, the amount of stocks that are trading higher.
What the market is really waiting for is a groundbreaking deal with a data center company, and we think that probably happens this year in 2025.
The number of stocks trading to all-time highs continues to accelerate. The number of stocks trading above the 50 and 200 daily moving averages is also recovering. When we look at the economy, the manufacturing cycle, which is business confidence, is also starting to recover from a recession. When we look at total housing market momentum, that indicator is also moving higher, suggesting a recovery. In this video, we're going to cover one of the hottest industries and a couple stocks that you might want to keep your eye on.
My next guest is expecting major moves in energy stocks and in nuclear especially.
First, we're going to start with the technicals, a little bit of fundamentals, and then finish to reassure you with the macroeconomic drivers.
We need energy everywhere and we need it fast. So nuclear is going to play a role. Sustainable energy is going to play a role. Companies like NuScale with their small modular reactors and OKLO.
So far in 2025, nuclear technology stocks are absolutely exploding. OKLO and NuScale Power are two stocks showing explosive momentum on the charts. The combination of all-time highs, momentum, volume, and a strong secular narrative gives us this opportunity. Momentum is pretty simple. Obviously, there's a lot of attention, there's a lot of buyers, a lot of longs. But when you're above all-time highs, shorts have to cover. That creates artificial buying. Breakout traders come in, and there's no resistance, which means these stocks can go much higher than you expect. When we look at OKLO, it's been consolidating in this $10 range for somewhere around 90 days. And the longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout. Now, of course, it's going to have its pullback, so you might want to look for support, but I think it still has a long way to go if you look 3 to 6 months out. NuScale Power, ticker symbol SMR, has a similar setup, but this one broke to all-time highs back in October, retested the previous all-time high, that's good, formed a reverse head and shoulders, and exploded past the neckline. And it's in a beautiful upside trend, making higher highs and higher lows. So from a technical perspective, above all-time highs, lots of momentum, a theme behind it, this is the opportunity, and I think these stocks go much higher over the next 3 to 6 months, as long as the macro and the theme support the narrative. Now, talking about the narrative, let's shift on to what's really driving this nuclear technology trade.
If you look at the last 20 years plus, our electricity consumption in the United States has grown 0.5% on average. And that's about to inflect higher. We actually saw the beginnings of that in 2024. And our grid is not ready for it.
Now, recently, Donald Trump declared energy production as a national emergency.
Donald Trump says he wants to unleash U.S. oil and gas.
That is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
Trump is laser focused on making the US the global dominant power when it comes to technology and energy production, and they both go hand in hand. Trump is basically encouraging investors to throw money at anything that can generate more electricity, more energy. This is fiscal support. And there's also support from the hyperscalers, the mega cap technology companies. In 2024, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Oracle spent an estimated $197 billion on AI infrastructure. This number is expected to jump to about $234 billion in 2025. And a significant portion of that spending goes towards powering data centers.
AI is very energy consuming. It'll help enable some of the data centers that we're trying to put in the ground.
And this is where nuclear technology comes in. It offers clean, scalable, and efficient energy solutions to meet such skyrocketing demand. So with government and the biggest companies in the world support, the nuclear industry is set to explode. And of course, there's a lot of opportunities, but we're just looking at what the charts are telling us. And the charts are telling us SMR and OKLO are very good opportunities. Now let's shift gears and talk a little bit about what these companies do. SMR is the leader in small modular reactor technology, which is why their ticker is SMR. SMR is also the first company to receive U.S. nuclear regulatory commission certification for their small modular reactors. These reactors can generate up to 300 megawatts of electricity per unit. Their modular design allows for on-site assembly, reducing construction time and boosting scalability. They have multiple partnerships with utilities and government agencies, high switching costs, which creates a high barrier for competitors. Now, OKLO engages in the development of fission reactors, and these are small micro reactors that are compact, autonomous, and run on used nuclear fuel. Now that's pretty interesting. They're literally recycling nuclear fuel. Now once these micro reactors are deployed, they can run autonomously for decades, and this can create massive switching costs for those customers. They also have the ability to serve more niche markets like off-grid locations or remote industries, which gives them another unique edge in scalability. Now they do have locked-in agreements to supply carbon-free powered major data center operators like Switch and Equinox. For Switch, this could provide up to 12 gigawatts of electricity over the next 20 years. Now that's a game changer for AI-driven data centers that need reliable, decentralized power.
What the market is really waiting for is a groundbreaking deal with a data center company, and we think that probably happens this year in 2025.
So now you understand a little bit about what all the hype's about. These are energy solutions at a time when the demand is absolutely insane. The expectation is that these technologies drive revenue, adoption, and shareholder value. But these are still very speculative companies at the beginning stages of their growth, which means they are subject to extreme volatility, upside and downside. I'm more interested in trading, maybe 3 to 6 months. Who knows? We'll see what the technicals give us. And this is where I really think the macro conditions come into play. So when it comes to this trade being more sustainable, you definitely don't want interest rates climbing any higher. And this is why my focus is if inflation remains lower, then interest rates come down and these trades can really pick up more steam. And if the economy slows a little bit, not bad news because interest rates come lower. So you just don't want the economy to fall into recession. The likelihood of recession, looking at the macro indicators, is actually really low. The housing market and manufacturing have been in recession. And now if we look at the charts, we can see that growth is starting to pick up in both industries. The anticipation of corporate tax cuts and deregulation also has business confidence exploding. If oil prices come lower, inflation pretty much collapses, and that's a real setup for a raging bull market. Now, when it comes to the nuclear technology trade, we also have Cameco Corporation, which is a uranium provider, and Nano Nuclear, another nuclear technology company that's breaking out to all-time highs. Now, this is not financial advice. I just wanted to point out a couple massive opportunities that are showing up on my radar. If you found this video useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, and I'll make more content like this. See you in the next video.